5 ingredients, 1 pot. Today we are making quick and easy weeknight chili, and yes, it's vegetarian, and yes, it will please everybody. Welcome to the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. My name is Heather, and welcome to the continuation of my 5 or fewer series. That is, every recipe I'm putting out in this series either has 5 or fewer ingredients or 5 or fewer steps. And today's easy weeknight chili satisfies both of those. Now, I am going to do this today in my CookingPal Multo, but you can definitely do this on the cooktop, and the link to the full recipe is below. And I do want to give CookingPal a big shout out for sponsoring this video. There is no question the CookingPal Multo has made my clean eating life way easier and a lot more fun to stick to. So let's get to the chili. This is a vegetarian chili and it is 5 ingredients. And just as an aside, when people talk about 5 ingredients or fewer, you see a lot of cookbooks on that, a lot of recipes on that. Generally, oil and salt and pepper are not included in the 5 because, well, it's oil and salt and pepper, and those pretty much go into everything. So having said that, let's get to it. What are the 5 main ingredients for this chili? We've got an onion, some poblano peppers, of course chili powder, beans, and I will talk to you about the beans in just a minute, and canned tomatoes. And that's it. And you'll be amazed at how tasty this actually is. Now, I'm going to start with 1 onion. I just did a rough cut on here because the Multo is actually going to do the rest of the hard work for me and chop up these onions. But if you don't have a Multo, then you just go ahead and give it a medium dice. And the same goes for the poblano peppers. Now, I particularly like poblanos for chili. I think it gives a really deep, rich taste to the chili. You can use a combination of bell peppers or jalapenos or anything that satisfies what you like, but I particularly like poblanos. And again, I just did a rough cut because the Multo is going to fully chop it up. Okay, so let me just give this a quick chop and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I will say one of the things I really love, I'm kind of a techie geek, about Multo is this tablet that it comes with, and it controls absolutely everything. Super easy to use and super easy to keep clean too. So love that. And I'm just gonna do it on a very light chop because I don't want it obliterated into little pieces. I wanna leave some of the texture in it. All right, let me show you what a great job Multo does with chopping the veggies. And if you look at that, they are perfectly chopped and it took 9 seconds. So that actually really saves so much time instead of chopping an onion and chopping the 2 poblanos separately. There they are all chopped. The next step is to saute these for 5 minutes. So all I'm gonna do is add a couple of tablespoons to Multo. It's got a saute mode and it's gonna do the work. But again, if you're doing it on your cooktop, just saute it to soften those veggies a little bit. Okay, onions and poblanos are fully sauteed, and seriously, the smell, oh my goodness. For those of you who are not familiar with Multo, I do use it all the time. It is an all-in-one intelligent cooking machine. It not only chops and blends and kneads dough, and it also sautés, it cooks, it steams, it cooks in multi-layers. I have this video up here that will give you a lot more information on it if you are interested. But suffice it to say, yes, I use it all the time, and yes, it saves me a ton of time, and quite honestly, also money. So now that the veggies are fully sauteed, it's time to add the other 3 ingredients. The first is 3 cans of diced tomatoes. Now, I like to use the fire roasted tomatoes because it does add another layer of flavor. So 3 cans of those and a couple of tablespoons of chili powder. Now, I use chipotle chili powder because I particularly like that taste, but any kind of chili powder you like will work just fine. And the final ingredient, the beans. Let me talk about that for just a second. You can use any kind of beans you want. I like a combination of kidney beans and black beans. So that is what I have here. You can use store-bought, which it takes about 3 cans, or what I always like to do is I pre-make my beans from dry. I have this video up here showing how I do it in the Instant Pot. It's super easy, and the reason I like to do them myself is I can then control the texture. So these I've made a little bit softer. Sometimes if I'm doing the beans and salads or whatnot, I'll make them a little bit firmer. So that is why I like to use my own. Is kidney beans and black beans. And that's it. I'll add a little bit of salt and pepper when it's done and I can fully taste it. Now I'm just going to simmer it for 15 minutes. Again, you can do this on your cooktop, but my fabulous Multo will take care of it. I'm just going to put it on simmer and then I can just set the blade at the bottom to stir. So it's not going to chop anything up. It just stirs it as it simmers and it's going to be perfect in 15 minutes. Okay, it is done and I cannot tell you how good it smells. It honestly smells like I've been cooking chili for 2 or 3 hours, but it's been about 15 minutes. So let's check it out. And by the way, I do have a link to the Multo below. If you want to check it out, go to their website. And they have offered to my viewers a discount code, the Spicy Apron, that will save you $80. So check it out and see what you think. And now let's check out the chili and see what I think. Oh my goodness. Whew. Yeah, it just smells like fabulous chili. All right, let's look at this. Now again, oh my gosh, would you look at that texture? It is perfect. This is the reason that I like to cook the beans myself first from dry, make them a little soft, as I said, and that way the kidney beans break down a little bit and it adds to the thickness of the chili. And I am telling you, I already know how good it's gonna be, but of course I have to taste it. Now I am gonna add a few toppings. You can certainly eat it just like this if you want. I am going to add first, this is my homemade cashew sour cream instead of using dairy sour cream. Holy cow, this stuff is delicious. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that. I am completely amazed at what the cashew can do. And of course, you guys know I like it spicy, so I'm gonna add just a couple of fresh jalapenos. Now, for the big taste. Would you just look at that texture? Okay. It's so good. Oh my gosh. It's so good. The texture of the vegetables is perfect. The Multo just chopped them perfectly. And the texture of the beans is so perfect for chili. And that chipotle chili powder, yes, yes, yes. This is a winner. So if you are interested in more of my 5 or fewer series, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you will be notified every time a new video comes out. Thank you for watching the Spicy Apron Cooking Show. Happy cooking and happy delicious eating.